What's going on, everybody? Today's guest, Doug Wekenman. Oh, man, I'm excited for this one. So, Doug embodies humility, yet he walks in a confidence that isn't man-made. He's extremely gifted and talented, but the effort he puts forth is like he started the race a full lap behind. Doug's one of the kindest people you ever meet, but he's not permissive nor passive. He's dangerously authentic, not afraid to share his struggles of his humanness, but never with his tail tucked between his legs. And even more related to our mission, Doug is sold out for Jesus, for his wife, and for his kids. And I mean sold out. Since hanging out with you in 2015, we go way back.
Yes, we do.
I knew there was something special about you. There's something special about everybody, but there was something different in your eyes. I've seen that evolve over the last 10 years. And I've had the privilege to have like this special, interesting little seat in your life and in your family's life, kind of close but far. And I feel like I get an interesting vantage point to who the true you is, where you're not ever even thinking about what's perceived on the other end. And that you is incredible. That's why I need our community to just learn a little bit about you. And if we walk away from today just learning a little bit of who Doug Wekenman is, we're all going to be better. So, Doug, welcome to New Everyday Dads and Dudes.
I'm so happy to be here, man. I'm honored. That was one of the coolest introductions I've ever had.
Yeah.
I'm probably going to have you text that to me.
I'll text it to your family.
Please do. Text it to Sam.
Yeah, text it to Sam.
My wife needs to know everything you just said.
Yes, I know. Well, you know what?
Yeah.
I'm going to ask you for something.
Okay.
Because I want a little bit of a self-intro.
Okay.
But since we're on the topic, I asked Sam a couple of questions.
Oh, you did?
So let's start here.
Okay.
So I asked her, hey, Sam, what is one of Doug's funniest or weirdest quirks? And she said, I don't know if anyone would consider this weird or impressive. Haha, don't tell him I said that. But the guy can recite every line from the original animated Lion King, start to finish. Is that true?
That's true.
What?
Yeah, every line. There's honestly, there might be 5 or 7 movies I can do that with. Yeah.
What are a couple of the others?
So Lion King, the original Top Gun. And I'm working on, and I don't work on these. Maybe I'm an overwatcher where I find the movies that I really love and I just watch them so many times.
Yep.
And I have a weird brain in that sense. A little bit of a photographic memory when I put some effort to it. Like if I listen to a podcast a few times, I have to be careful even in a sermon if I'm quoting a preacher from a different podcast because I run the danger of actually using the inflections that he or she used.
Oh, wow.
Where I'll say it that exact way because I can still hear it in my head.
Yeah.
I don't know what that is, but I will, I'll go head to head with somebody who says, well, I can quote Top Gun too. And I'm like, hey, I'm going to stop you right there. I don't just mean like I know some of the really more famous lines and I only kind of botch them.
Yeah.
I mean, I know every pause and every inflection and how every syllable is said. I can hear it in my head.
Yeah.
So I don't know if it's a blessing and a curse if you were to ask Sam. But Lion King, Top Gun, the original, soon to be Top Gun Maverick, Remember the Titans, Apollo 13.
Yeah.
And, man, a lot of Dark Knight, Pirates of the Caribbean.
Wow.
Yeah.
So you're the main attraction at the barbecue.
I guess so, just for that.
I love it.
Hey, right, movie quote boy, wow us again.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
Sure.
I love it. All right.
I love that you texted Sam.
Oh, she's got a couple more.
Yeah.
You ready?
I'm sure she does.
All right. So I said, if you're only allowed to take one memory with you,
Yep.
Doug, what would it be? And she said, this is kind of cheating, but anything involving Doug as a dad. So we can now see why you're here.
Come on.
She said, seeing Doug become a dad is so natural and so fun to watch. Doug cares so much about being a great dad and a husband, and it shows in every way he shows up for our family.
That's awesome.
That's big.
That's huge.
And I know, so she knows. You know, she knows why I'm asking her the questions.
Yeah.
But that doesn't come from somebody in a lie. Like, that's big.
Yeah.
And I think that a lot of us will feel this way of like, I'm putting a lot of effort in. Is that received? And everybody's got their own, communication paths and lines with their spouse, if they're married.
Yeah.
And, but how awesome for that to be like, nope, this is it.
Very cool, because she knows my struggles and my faults better than anybody else in my entire life. And so for her to know the full story and then say things like that is special. Yeah. Yeah. Because she could say a number of things on the opposite side of the spectrum. And that just made my day, man. Thanks for sharing that.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You know what? I've got some stuff prepared, but I wanted to, on that actually, the way you said that.
Yeah.
Remind me of this. So Brooke and I, my wife, we're going through a book right now, and it's called The Love Prescription.
Okay.
7 Days to More Intimacy, Joy, and Connection. This is one of our hacks, is figuring out how can we be dialed in on something together. And this is really interesting, this chapter that we're on. I wrote this down, and it really stuck with me. And you kind of know, you mentioned it, where she knows everything about you. This chapter, there's a little subsection where it talks about cultivate compassion. And then it says admiration. It's about fundamentally admiring and valuing who your partner is, not necessarily what they do. Admiration links back to their innate qualities, from the superficial all the way down to the deep and profound.
Wow.
And then it talks about all of our vulnerabilities and how, these people. So sorry, I gotta give them a shout out. John Gottman and Julie Swartz Gottman. They run this camp, started in Seattle area, and they've done a 30, 40-year research on all these different couples and what it takes to truly make it. And one of their number one qualities was being able to remember consistently, daily, who that person is, even though you see them show up differently. Yeah. So.
Wow.
Well done, Sam.
Let's go, Sam.
Well done, Doug.
Hey, thank you, man.
That's right. Absolutely.
That's awesome. What's that book called?
So that is called The Love Prescription.
Okay.
It's a good one.
And it's just 7 days. Like
7 days.
You go through it in 7 days that fast?
Yep. You read through it. We're taking more time.
Okay.
So we can kind of really sit with it, spend some time. It's got questions. It's a little bit like a workshop.
Okay, cool.
And so we'll spend some time on it. But
I love that.
You could do it in 7 days.
Could do it.
If you're an overachiever,
some people. I'll accomplish that book in 7 days.
That's right.
I can achieve that.
That's right.
You can achieve marriage, right?
That's right.
Yeah, good.
I hope not.
I hope not. Yeah.
The last question, and then we'll move on.
Okay.
Doug's secret power. And she said you can literally build anything.
Yeah. Wow. Well, anything DIY in the house.
And that's what she said.
Don't think Tony Stark can build, an Iron Man suit.
Yeah.
Or figure out how to time travel. I can do any of her dreams and vision for our house. My dad is very handy, and I got that from him and grew up doing projects in the house with him.
That's
and
great.
I love it.
Yeah.
And actually, Will has that also. My 6-year-old, soon to be 7, he loves to build. So there's not a Lego kit that kid can't build. Like, forget the age range on the front of the box.
Yeah.
He's in the garage with me. He's like, Dad, let's go cut things. Let's go use the saws. Let's go. So anything that she has a dream about inside the house, I can do.
That you could live with if you didn't really love.
Yes.
Yeah, I gotcha.
Yep.
She also said you have big vision. Really big vision. So in building things, she said, not just necessarily with the hands, but really big vision. Yeah. Which we see play out. Right? And we can, we'll come back to the books later.
Yeah, for sure.
But it's funny, when we met 10 years ago, I was at the beginning of my business. You had just been hired as a pastor.
We lived in adjacent apartment complexes.
We did.
Right off of I-25.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. And I was one step away from sharing a similar life as that you were in. And I decided to go in the direction that I did.
Yeah.
I learn more and more over time of how similar I think you and I are. And if not a pastor, you'd be building something.
Yes.
Right?
Yep. That's why even walking in here to this office space, I was giddy my whole drive here this morning, because this is right up my alley. Yeah. I think a lot. Had I not done ministry and I'd gone a different route,
Sure.
an entrepreneurial route or something,
Yeah.
what would that look like right now?
Yeah.
You know, what would I do? And so I have a lot of inspiration just walking in here.
That's cool.
And I get inspiration every single time we talk, no matter what we talk about. It could be financial planning, but I feel like I leave a better man, and in every way. So
I appreciate
yes, I got to give you a little shout out
Thank
too
you
on
for
this
that.
podcast. So
I appreciate that.
Of course, man.
Okay, so nobody knows you like you.
Yes.
I could argue that. Well, we could argue against it.
Mm-hmm.
But if that's true, then what I would love is for you to give us a 60-second kind of highlight reel, maybe 10 to 15 events
Okay.
of who Doug is
Okay.
from Doug's point of view.
Okay. Let's do it. I'm a preacher, so 60 seconds is tough, but I'm going to try.
You can outdo 60 seconds. That's fine.
Amazing parents growing up. I have a brother who's been my best friend since he was born. Playing sports, going to church. My house growing up, like, my parents were all about dreams and goals and vision as well, and so I think that's where I got it from. We moved a lot every 2 or 3 years because of my dad's job. So
Sure.
from Cincinnati to Indianapolis to Southern California to Denver, Phoenix, Southern California, back to Denver. Like, got really used to moving and good at making new friends, as scary as it was every time. My mom would always say, hey, the best is in front of us, and we have good memories, but we're going to go make some more. And I went to University of Colorado from 2006 to 2010, did biochemistry and pre-med, loved it, had plans of being an orthopedic surgeon for a professional sports team, and that was my dream, that was my vision. I had it all planned out, and the dream of the beach home in Laguna and the Scottsdale house on the golf course, and I still dream about those. Those still might be in the future. You never know. I'm just playing the long game with it. But really, really met Jesus halfway through college, and it was truly one of those. On paper, you'd think my life, like I had found what I was looking for, but I didn't. Like, I couldn't find it anywhere in school, in girls, in the party scene, in all those kind of really classic stories of a double life or a prodigal son kind of deal. Sure. Until you kind of, at some point, you outsmart it, and you kind of choose. You know that phrase, rock bottom. I feel like it's subjective, and you kind of choose what yours is going to be, and how far down you want to go, or how, like the prodigal son, how far you want to journey until you realize that you're not going to find what you're looking for, and maybe it's somewhere else. And that's when it clicked for me, was halfway through college. Met Jesus, and he, long story short, changed every single plan that I had ever made. Wow. And ended up going into ministry. He gave me the greatest gift outside my wife and my kids and my salvation, which was a small group of guys in college that to this day are still my best friends, and I can call those guys at any moment to talk about literally anything. We live in different parts of the country, but once a year we have an annual gathering. We get together for a few days and really do check-ins and all that stuff. Wow. Met my wife Sam on a mission trip that I was leading, and did a few different internships for ministry, and did international mission work for a year. And then right about a year before we met, moved back to Colorado, and rendezvoused. My journey kind of rendezvoused with Red Rocks Church, and I found the home church that I was looking for, and worked at the young adult ministry in Red Rocks in Denver at the Lakewood campus for about 4 years, until 7 years ago, moved to Austin, Texas to start a church. To start a Red Rocks church in Austin. Been almost exactly 7 years since we moved.
Time flies.
Time flies, man. And so got to move across the country with my wife when she was 9 months pregnant with Will, my best friends, to start our dream. And it's been a wild ride, church planting through a pandemic and so many other things. It's been a roller coaster. I've never been this scared, but also alive at the same time. And I often say I'll take that combination any single day. And I'm so grateful we made the decision to move and take that leap of faith and start a church. And can't believe it's been 7 years.
No.
Yeah.
That's incredible.
Yep. And I still get my Colorado fix because I get to come back and teach and preach at Red Rocks in Denver about once a month.
Yeah.
And so I get my mountains and I get my crisp air.
Yeah.
And when it's humid and hot, this time of year in Austin, I come here and I sometimes wonder why I still don't live here.
Yeah.
Because I walk outside in the evening and can put a hoodie on, and it's amazing. And the
Yeah.
grass here is so different from Texas grass.
Definitely.
The grass in Colorado, there's no grass like it.
Yeah.
And you don't take it for granted
Yeah.
until you leave it, you
That's
know?
right. That's right.
So-
But you show up and you sneeze 120 times.
You do, yeah.
The allergies are here.
And when I say grass, I actually mean the literal grass.
Yeah.
You know, your
right,
lawn
correct.
that
yes.
you walk on.
Yes, we should clarify that.
Yeah, since it's Colorado.
That's right.
But yeah, I think that was probably 180 seconds.
It's beautiful.
Cool.
It's perfect. You
Thanks,
mentioned
man.
something in there, your guys group.
Yeah.
Obviously, that's going to resonate with a lot of people listening
Mm-hmm.
to this. I've got so many thoughts on this, as obviously we spend a lot of thought about our community and our guys. And
Yeah.
what do you think life would look like if you didn't have the guys group?
Oh my gosh, man. It would be different, I promise you. Those guys, and there's 5 of them, who know everything about me.
Sure.
I mean, I'm pretty vulnerable in like on stage preaching.
Yeah.
But there's different levels, and depending on the platform or the context, you have to discern what's appropriate levels of vulnerability and
Sure.
authenticity. And those guys literally know every deepest, darkest secret, and I can call them, you know, at any point to confess something or to get advice, and they do the same thing for me.
Yeah.
I honestly, man, I feel very blessed, and I feel very rich in something that in a few places that very few people are rich.
Yeah.
And that is in that kind of community
Sure.
and brotherhood
Yeah.
and purpose. I feel like everybody's looking for those things, and I don't know why. You know, it humbles me. It kind of came knocking on my door, that group.
Yeah.
However, we also have chosen it every year.
Yeah.
We still do, like we still choose to buy plane tickets and take 3 days to go.
Yeah.
And so you have to choose it, and it takes a lot of intentionality.
Sure.
It doesn't just happen.
Yeah.
It was like God presented this gift and this opportunity of you could have brothers like this in your life for the long run, but you all need to collectively choose it every day and every single week, and we all have.
Yeah.
And so it's a blend of just blessing from God as a gift, and also a blend of intentionally making a decision to work on it and keep it going and choose it.
Sure.
I'm a different man because of those guys in my life. We push each other. You really are the sum total of, or what's the classic quote? Like, show me your 5 closest friends and I'll prophesy over you your next 5 years.
Yeah.
That is 100% true, and I am a product of those guys.
Wow.
Yeah. And we all kind of had the same sort of story. Like, we were all that prodigal son or some version of it, searching the world, and for some of us, party scene, all the way to like ambition and success.
Yeah.
And realizing there's something beyond that. There's something beyond the sun and bigger that we're all kind of waking up to at the exact same time and hungry for.
Yeah.
And getting to pursue God together. And 2 of those guys, my brother Ryan and my best friend Ethan, I got to start a church with them.
Yeah.
And I work with them every single day.
Yeah.
And it truly is a great gift that you also have to choose
Yes.
and fight for.
Yeah.
Even something like the older you get, you know, me and Ethan have, I joke about with you living in apartment complexes right next to each other.
Yeah.
Me and Ethan, we both got married like 2 months apart 11 years ago. And, you know, we lived together senior year of college. We traveled the world together doing mission work. We did youth ministry in Laguna Beach and sort of, and lived in sleeping bags.
That's a rough place.
A rough place
rough
to
place.
do. You just really suffer for God in
Yeah,
Laguna.
big time.
All it is, youth ministry in Laguna, is surfing and playing basketball on the beach with high school dudes.
Amen.
That's it.
Amen.
You go where they go.
Yeah.
So sign me up, you know?
Yeah, absolutely.
And no joke, like we used to think life was complicated
Yeah.
in Laguna as youth interns.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. And we joke about, to go back for like just 2 days and relive that.
Yeah.
But then like we both get married around the same time and live in apartments next to each other, then buy condos in Littleton on the same, not just the same, it's the Littleton golf course, but on the same hole number 3, par 5. We both had condos.
That's right.
And then moved to Austin and bought homes. And we get teased a lot by people like, oh, you guys just move where, and I'm like, well, you can do that.
Yeah, right.
A lot of times we make decisions, I don't know why this is on my heart, but even about where we're going to live, what neighborhood to move to, or what part of the city, or what house to buy, or condo or apartment, based on finances and work. And the closest 100%. Grocery store. And all those are very important.
Sure.
But we never really make those decisions based on people.
Yeah.
I want to not be a 20-minute drive from the people that from anybody I'm close to.
Yeah.
And I can live near, people that I love to do life with easier.
Yeah.
And I feel like there's a cultural current that is pulling us apart. Like social media technology is doing that, you know?
Right.
Something like back in the day, everybody used to do laundry together, and now it's you do laundry by yourself.
Yeah.
Everybody used to be on the front porch together, and then it was let's be on the couch watching TV, but we're all kind of by ourselves. And now we're literally in separate rooms with our own TVs, watching our own shows or on our own phones, and even geographically speaking now, there's a current that's we're moving farther and farther apart from each other, the people that we love. Sure. And there's reasons for it, but there's something to, like, you can choose to live near people that you want to do life with. Yeah. And once again, I think it comes back to, for some reason, we've just always chosen that. Yeah. And any of the struggles that come with it, of hard conversations and, the messiness of close relationships, it's like, you just work through them and you lean into them and you have the hard conversations and you don't have to go find a new friend group every single time there's a bunch of speed bumps. Right. That can be an opportunity to actually get closer. Yeah. Conflict is only a problem if you avoid it. But if you embrace it, it's actually it's an opportunity. It makes you stronger and it brings you closer. Yeah. And so connection, community, purpose, I feel like a lot of people are poor in that. Yeah. And it's almost like this, we've been sold and we've purchased a lie about it. Yeah. Like, independence. Yeah. I can do what I want. Autonomy. For men especially, right? Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that brings up a really good point. So my wife, she did MOPS, Mothers of Preschoolers. She led it for a few years. She was before doing that, I would have told you I would have never seen her doing it. She doesn't like to be on stage. She doesn't like a microphone. And then she finds herself doing that. Yeah. And she just said, I feel, and this is how in my opinion, and we can spend so much time on this, but having a woman that truly has a deep relationship with God, gosh, there's nothing like that. No. Especially for being a man and being the receiving end of that, let alone your kids. But to hear her, to know those fears and those things that she just doesn't naturally want to go do, that you find her doing, and you're like, wow, she's doing this. From that, she's got this group of girls, very similar, it sounds like, and they do that same thing. And they still get together. Most of them are still local. They still get together on a regular basis. And then they do one thing a year together, so very similar. And it's gotten me down this thought trail of, wow, women just choose this. They choose this more. And men, it's almost like, I find a lot of guys, and I find myself in this sometimes as well, struggling with, to show that we're being a really good husband, we got to be there. Right. And to leave, to remove ourselves, because maybe we're gone throughout the day and we're working or whatever that situation looks like, to remove ourselves in the evening time. For me personally, and I know some guys that I know, it stresses us out to think that we're going to put more stress on our wives and that it's better for them if we're there. When I think that all of them would say, no, it's better for you if you go and have this group of guys
that you guys are all together. You're holding each other accountable on life decisions. You're actually talking about your feelings.
Right.
You're feeling like somebody understands you, and it's not just the one person at your home. But we get in this cycle, and then I think we wake up 40 years later, and nobody really knows us.
Correct.
And that's another little lie that we've kind of been sold to, we've purchased, where we're like, no, my wife, this is going to stress her out, even though we may get the calls or the text messages.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, this is driving me crazy. But it was interesting, as my wife, she's a therapist, phenomenal on boundaries, which, growing up for me, I knew nothing about growing up in a big Spanish family.
Okay.
Zero boundaries in that
Yes.
world.
Okay.
But she will say to me, no, Anthony, like, you need to go and do this for us, please. Like, please go and do this.
That's an awesome wife, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then there is a total other side where it's always boys' time.
Yes.
Right? For some guys. Maybe we take it a little too far.
And at that point, it's like you're escaping your family.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
At all costs. And
But
you're way more comfy being outside of the home.
Correct.
And I think a lot of times because you feel insecure in your house.
Yeah.
Because you're like, I don't know how to be the husband that maybe my wife sees in me.
Sure.
I don't know how to be the dad that my kids need. But I know how to, but I'm the man at work.
Yeah.
Or I can go just, be with my buddies all the time. But there's a big difference between having buddies and then having men that you really do life with.
Yeah.
Having buddies is easy.
Yeah.
But you can be with buddies and golf for years, but they still don't know you because there's not like an
Well said.
intentionality brought into the gatherings. And I'm not saying everything has to be a Bible study with guys.
Sure.
Go have fun.
Yeah.
Have adventures together,
Yeah.
all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But is there opportunity and the freedom to go there?
Yeah.
And I've learned when it comes to men, I feel like all it takes is one guy bringing the walls down first and stepping into the arena
Oh,
and
yeah.
saying, guys,
Yes.
I need somebody to talk to about this.
Yeah.
I'm struggling here.
Yeah.
Every single small group I've ever led or been in, as soon as one person does that, and I'll usually just do that because I know, like, it's math, what's about to happen.
Yep.
This guy's going to then confess something, and this guy's walls are going to come down.
Yeah.
And before you know it, everybody's like, we're in the same exact boat, and thank God somebody said something because now we can actually talk about it.
Oh,
Yeah.
well said. Yeah, you look around and everybody's crying.
Oh,
And
yeah.
you're like, these are some manly dudes.
Exactly.
Right? It's not the, Well said.
And there's this that's like the most masculine posture you can have.
Yeah.
I believe is in that setting where you're being vulnerable with a friend.
Yeah.
And you're giving them space to confess to you whatever they need to confess as well.
Absolutely.
Or you're in church and your hands are raised.
Yeah.
Is probably the most masculine position that a husband or a dad could ever have.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
I love that. Well said.
Yeah. Thanks, man.
Okay, so what would you say? I mean, I've heard a few.
Okay.
Subliminally, underneath the messages that you've shared so far. What would you say is your cheat code for showing up? I mean, you're a busy guy. You're all over the place. You're deep in study, deep in thought, deep in writing.
Yeah.
You've got a family. You've got a lot of people tugging you in a bunch of different directions. So this could be anything. This could be your marriage. This could be being a father. This could be just being a guy.
Yeah.
What would be one or two of your cheat codes for getting it done?
Okay, so I have maybe it's the movie quoting thing, like I already said, but a very interesting brain.
Okay.
I have a bit of ADHD.
Okay.
I have always been prone to addiction. Very prone to it.
Okay.
I remember, dude, Scott Brugman, who started Red Rocks Church years ago, and just the behind the scenes, he is a rock.
Yeah.
And a man I've always wanted to be like.
Shout out Scott Brugman.
Yeah, about a year into me working at Red Rocks, and it was right after I had just preached at quote unquote big church for the very first time.
Yeah.
I was meeting with him in his office, and I'll never forget. He looked at me and he said, "Lust, power, or greed? Which one of those is going to cause you to take down this church one day?"
Wow.
I've heard it phrased gold, glory, or girls.
Yeah.
Which one is it?
Yeah.
And it was like an invitation to just let's have real talk.
Yeah.
And I've thought a lot about that over the years. I thought a lot about that in the moment, and I said, can I throw a fourth one in there? And he said, what? And I said, substances. I don't know what it is, but I have always been prone to it. And I've seen like some scans of my brain recently and talked to some doctors recently that is kind of like holding up a mirror. Sometimes when you look at those scans and then you actually see evidence for what you've been dealing with for decades, you cry.
Wow, yeah.
You know, and I had somebody explain it to me. You have, you know, let's say a good engine in your brain, but it's so hard for you to get it out onto the highway and, you know, drive 100 miles an hour. And you want to, and you feel like you're supposed to, like this car's made for that, but there's other parts of your brain that just make it more difficult.
Yeah.
And substances over the years actually help your brain to get out of its own way so that you can fully use it to the way that you feel like God gave it to you to use.
Yeah.
And so really over the years, like I've had, you know, chronic pain as well. So I've dealt with prescription pain pill addiction a lot and been on a 10-year journey with that up until about 2 years ago, found crazy amounts of freedom and haven't gone back and will never go back.
Yeah.
But understanding the reason other than the chronic pain that I used those things so much was because it actually helped my brain get out of the garage and get that good engine onto the highway. Like I could function better. I could. So with all that said.
So it's not like, oh, I just wanted to feel something different. I wanted to numb myself out. It almost seems a little more opposite for you.
Yeah, honestly. Okay. Yeah. I feel like I showed up better.
Yeah.
I feel like the bad parts of my brain, it quieted those so that the good parts of my brain could be all they were made to be for, and not just for me, but for my wife and my kids and the church and the staff that I lead and everything.
Yeah.
And I feel a lot of pressure all the time to be on.
Sure.
You know, drive to work in the morning and it's like, I got to be on because I'm leading this team.
Yeah.
And then drive home at 5 p.m. like, okay, now I really got to be on because I got kids who are full of energy and want to play, and a wife who's really tired because she's had them all day. And then we put the kids to bed, and she's going to want to check in and talk, and I got to be on for that. And that pressure, I found that substances just help me do that, almost like a crutch.
Sure.
So I have a limp.
Yeah.
And I've used crutches for that limp. But that limp, actually, I've realized over the past couple of years, is my cheat code. Because I have to design my day very intentionally in certain ways to set myself up so that my brain can function.
Wow.
So that I don't fall into this temptation of substances. Yeah. And I have a lot of accountability set up.
Sure.
And I'm not, like, even right now, I'm not worried at all about stumbling back into that.
Yeah.
But the main reason, other than the grace of God, is because I have to be more disciplined. I have to have routine in my life. I have to work out every single day. Yeah. I have to be intentional about, I can't just, let's just see what happens today. Like I have to have my habits that I do, which I think habits are the things that you just do when you don't know what to do. You actually know what to do because you have habits in place.
That's right.
And so my limp is actually my cheat code because it forces me to live in a certain way. And if I were to pick one of those habits as another cheat code, it would be exercise and lifting.
Wow.
I have to do that every day. Yeah. And I talk a lot about how our bodies and brains are temples given to us to steward. Sure. And I believe with all my heart they are the most under-preached about, underutilized tool that we have for walking in our callings. Yeah. And so my spirit and my mind, it shows up in the vehicle of my body and my brain every day. Yeah. Like I'm bringing my mind and my spirit to this podcast. Yeah. But only because the vehicle they're showing up in, my body and my brain, have been stewarded and are taken care of, so my mind and my spirit can act better. That's good. And show up better to my kids and show up better to my wife and to the team that I lead. Yeah. And so that is the ultimate cheat code and hack. I think it's like a keystone habit where if you can get the exercise portion down, it's not only the vehicle that your mind shows up to the world in, but it's like a keystone habit where everything else kind of starts to get in place behind it. Sure. Yeah. And so I think it's probably for a lot of people the most common keystone habit. Yeah. And if you can just get that down, then you'll be surprised how you start to get other things down. Yeah. Right?
Yes.
I want to take a moment to share with you what we're trying to accomplish here at New Everyday Inc. Our mission is to create and grow a culture where talking about being made new every day, praying and fasting, and so much more becomes the norm. These are meant to be conversation starters. So please, hop on neweverydayinc.com, join our community, and check out our latest collection.
Mm-hmm.
And it's interesting because I too, and I'm 40, just turned 40.
Let's go.
And I just found out that I have ADHD.
Yeah.
And we talked a little bit about this. I felt like I cried for like 5 days.
Mm-hmm.
And it was mostly because, well, it was two things. One, it was slight relief.
Mm-hmm.
I think bigger than that, my only examples of it weren't the most positive. Mm. And I felt sad for that. For those individuals, because I do know some people and they're beautiful people, and they have like what would seem to be a severe, really high level of ADHD.
Yeah.
And where compulsion is really hard for them to curve. I feel, it's interesting, understanding what is God's purpose for me in my life and how do I tap into that and how do I see it? Like, I don't feel you there all the time. Mm-hmm. I've certainly felt that. I think you probably share in that. Mm-hmm. But I have found myself learning more about myself in these last couple of months since I figured that out that makes sense to me, that also point back to God creating me.
Right.
And some of the things that I'm doing in the business world would not happen if I didn't have ADHD.
Yeah.
I just don't think they would.
Yeah.
Working out, knowing that I need to stay healthy, knowing that I need to be regimented on certain things, being attuned to my body and what makes me feel like I can show up as best as I possibly can. And then when I look back on a lot of the things that we're as an organization trying to create and trying to steward really well, and a community of people that are just really saying, I can love Jesus, I can be a great husband, I can be soft, I can be in tune with my feelings, I can be a great dad, and I don't have to walk around like I'm less than or littler than everybody else. I can still be masculine. In fact, that I can see that makes me feel more masculine.
Yeah.
And the proof is in the reaction of my wife and my kids.
Let's go.
And I think that, this discovery for me pointed back to God saying like, hey, I'm going to give you a little limp. I'm going to give you a little thorn, but it's going to help you.
Yes.
You're not going to be really that talented. You're going to have to work for everything.
Correct.
However, you're going to be made in a way where you're going to feel like you just need to do this stuff.
Yeah.
And you're not going to be okay until you do it.
Right. Yep.
I think that's probably, until this point, been one of the biggest challenges for my wife.
Yeah.
Anthony, I love you. I believe in you. Can you sit still?
Yeah.
And I'm like, no, I can't. There are things that needs to be done.
Yeah.
Now, one of my biggest hacks or cheat codes is we spend a lot of time together in the morning and in the evening. Now, when we've had babies and going through that, the mornings are they're tough because we're just trying to barely, get through it.
Oh yeah.
But no matter what, like if you were to ask them, hey, what are your parents doing after bedtime? They'd say they're either sitting on the front porch together or they're in their bucket chairs in their room. And because we spend time together, and I kid you not, it's at least 2 hours a night.
Come on.
And where we're learning each other, what was going on with the day. Before, usually in the morning, it's what's going to be happening in the day. What are you feeling? How are you thinking? And that's been really helpful for me. And as much as we've spent that time and I can sit still in those moments and be fully present, the rest of my life, she would still be like, hey, can you slow down for a minute?
Yeah.
And this has been it's been gratifying to learn that about myself. And I think too, for, anybody listening, all the resources that people have put out online and saying like, hey, it doesn't have to look that way, but it can still be true for you, has been helpful in me identifying, learning about myself, accepting it, and then also taking it and saying, okay, how do I not let this turn into something dangerous down the road? Right? How do I not let this turn into an addiction that might be a little counterproductive for where my life should be headed? So thank you for sharing that.
Of course, yeah. Like there's a shadow side to all of those things.
Yes.
But there's a bright side.
Yes.
That can be a superpower.
Yes.
If you harness it.
Yeah. Absolutely.
And understand it. Like understanding that self-awareness of this is okay, this is how I'm wired.
Yeah.
And that's like currency.
Yeah.
Where the more you understand yourself, the better you can function.
Oh, yeah.
And use it as a superpower instead of a shadow side.
Yeah.
Right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. So morning routine. Everybody's into the morning routine.
Everybody is.
Do you think it's overhyped, or what do you think about
I have been through a few different ones over the years.
Yeah.
I'm kind of working on that right now. I'm working on energy management currently. I used to get up and work out every single morning. I find that I actually function better throughout the day if I can get a workout in midday.
it? Okay.
So in the morning, and I'm a sauna cold plunge guy.
Okay.
And
Yep.
I usually will jump in the sauna at night because
Okay.
it relaxes me. And I will do the cold plunge in the morning because I love coffee and caffeine, and I will still drink it even though I cold plunge. But what that cold plunge does for my brain
Yeah.
is better than any energy drink that I have ever had.
Yeah.
It's also like a dopamine hack, and
Yeah, big
ADHD, you just tend to have lower dopamine. So
Right.
you're searching for more of it.
Yep.
And it's a very natural surge that actually raises your baseline dopamine
Yeah.
in a way where it doesn't then crash on you.
Right.
Yeah. So that's very helpful. So for me right now in the morning, I'm really working on sleep in this season. I'm really bad at it. Very bad at sleeping.
Okay.
I'm
Same.
restless at
Same
night.
here.
Yeah. So I've given myself some extra sleep in the morning, and I'll get up before my kids, and I will I'll basically just kind of have a slower waking to where I'm gonna spend some time with God and meditate for a little bit and sit outside as the sun's coming up. You know, Huberman, classic, get that sunlight in your eyes, and then
Yeah.
I'll jump in the cold plunge,
Yeah.
and then I will be ready to go for when my kids wake up.
Amazing.
So
Okay.
I used to try to do it all in the morning.
Yeah.
And now I just, and some guys need to do that.
Yep.
I think we're all, as far as how energy functions within us, like we're all wired a little bit different. So once again, currency, the more you understand yourself,
Yeah.
the more you can, I can stop trying to be something that I'm not and,
Yep.
and really embrace how I'm designed.
Yeah.
And so I'll spread it out. So I'll do those things in the morning, try to get a lift in around noon, because then that, I usually, you know, if I do everything in the morning, then I crush it until lunch is over.
Sure.
And then I'm relying on energy drinks to get me through the rest of the day.
Yeah.
But if I just kind of wake up slow and then cold plunge and start my day with God, I already have a surge of energy all the way till lunch.
Yeah.
And then around lunchtime, I can work out, and I work out harder
Yeah.
than I do in the mornings.
Yeah.
And it gives me energy for work that afternoon that lasts all the way through my drive home until my kids are in bed.
Amazing.
Yeah, and
Okay.
then I'll try to like wind down in the
Okay.
evening. We are trying, my wife and I are trying to work on less screens at night.
Yeah.
And more being with each other and,
Yeah.
and reading and what they call monk mode nowadays.
I've not heard that. I've not heard that.
You know, your morning routine honestly starts the night before.
Yeah.
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 And so
I agree with that.
Yep, 100%. And so I'm just readjusting it right now just because I suck at sleeping.
Yeah.
And I really need to be better at it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can feel that in me.
Yeah.
If I got better at sleeping, I'd be better at everything else. So
Good for you.
yeah, so that's what I'm working on
That's
right
great.
now. Yeah.
I like that. Yeah, and I think one of the biggest, I don't want to say excuses, but maybe if we're just calling it what it is, excuses is I don't have time to exercise.
Yeah.
And you're just saying, well, even being in a world where I'm tugged on quite a bit from different directions, I'm going to do it during lunch,
Yeah.
and maybe not sit,
Yeah.
but I'm going to move.
Yeah.
I'm going to move my body.
Yeah.
I'm going to feel good, and then I'll eat when I can.
Yeah.
And I'll make it happen. But that's how I'm going to run this.
I remember my friend Ethan telling this story about a conversation he had with this guy, CEO of a very large company, high functioning guy, very busy, obviously. His time is wanted by everybody.
Sure.
And he talked a little bit about some healthy habits. And one guy asked him, how do you find time for that? And very seriously, he just said, you just make it.
Okay.
You just decide to.
That's it.
You just decide
Just
to
done.
do it.
Yeah.
You just make the time and you stop
Yeah.
making excuses.
Well done. Well said.
And everything else will fall in line behind that.
Yeah.
You'll be shocked.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like,
Gosh, I
you know what I'm
love that.
saying?
I do.
It's like, oh, you just do it.
Yep.
I love the simplicity and the authority of that.
Yeah.
But you have to have that authority over your
right.
itinerary.
That's
like
right.
your calendar.
Absolutely.
You know, like that's
if you give it
part
to
of,
other people,
yeah, exactly.
they'll take it.
That's part of in the creation account. God creates Adam and Eve, and he gives them permission to have dominion over all of creation.
Yeah.
And part of creation is time.
Yeah.
And so do you have dominion? And the Hebrew word behind that is the word radah, and it means to rule over. So are you ruling over your time, or is your time ruling over you?
Wow.
So there's an authority there that I think for a lot of us men, it needs to be taken back away from your calendar and everybody else wanting your time and your inbox just being a way for everybody else to decide what you do with your week.
Yeah.
And you realize, no, I've been given dominion over time, and it's time for me to start ruling over it.
Wow.
So you just do it.
That's good.
You just do it.
I love that.
Yeah, and you schedule your priorities. Or else they're actually not your priorities.
That's true.
Until you prioritize them.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Yeah. Easier said than done. I'm preaching to myself here. I will be working on this for the rest of my life, as I think all of us are. But but I just love the authority of that simple answer. You just do it.
Agreed.
Just make the time.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
And from somebody that's well qualified to just say
exactly.
that. My goodness.
Yeah. Yeah. It's like they can say that to you. It's like the Apostle Paul. He's like, you want to compare resumes? I've been through more than you.
That's right.
And I can still say to live is Christ and to die is gain.
That's right.
It's like this guy's like, I'm more busy than you.
Yeah.
I just make the time.
That's right.
Yeah.
So before we go into, man, time flies.
Sure does.
We can do this forever, which means there has to be a part 2.
Deal.
Because, well, before we do this, here's my ADHD brain. You ready? I need to know a little bit. Give us a teaser about a book that you're writing, have written. Maybe dive deeper on that.
Yeah.
However you feel comfortable. I don't want to ruin anything.
Yeah, okay.
Okay.
I would love to. I actually just submitted the final manuscript, so been writing it for the last 6 months, been going back and forth with my editor, and 3 days ago, we sent it off to the publisher, so all the words are going to be in the book as they are on that Word doc right now. At some point, you just got to let it go.
Yeah.
And now it's in the publisher's hands, and it'll come out, I believe, June of 2026.
Okay.
It's crazy how long the process takes.
Yeah.
But it's called What Does God Have Planned for Me Next?
Okay.
I think in 15 years and a few thousand pastoral meetings, which is one of my favorite things to do.
Yeah.
The number one question people are asking more than anything else is some version of that.
Yeah.
What does God have planned for me next? How do I figure it out? How do I make big decisions with God that'll affect the rest of my life? How do I know if this is right?
Yeah.
How do I hear from Him? And what does
You're
He have
reading
for
my
me?
diary.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I actually did. Brooke sent it to me.
Yeah, I'm sure she did.
Yeah. So all this is catered to you today. But it's let's experience all of it and miss none of it.
That's right.
So
That's right.
So that first book, that's what I can't wait for. I just hope it's so practical and helpful. It's the book I wish I could give everybody sitting in my office. I can't make that decision for you. I don't know if you should move there or stay here.
Sure.
But I can hopefully give you some language and understanding of the ways of God and how He works. And sometimes the more that we know and understand the ways of God, the easier it gets to discern the plans of God.
Amen.
But the premise is you're trying to follow a God you can't see with the voice you can't hear into a future you don't know. So if that's intimidating, welcome to the party.
Yeah.
But God has ways about Him, and there are there's language and there's ways to equip yourself to make this a lot less intimidating than a lot of us think it is.
Wow.
Yeah. And He's really good at getting you where He wants you to go.
Man.
You're not going to mess up His plans for your life if you're really trying to make decisions with Him.
Sure.
Yeah. So hopefully it's a book that takes the pressure off and then also equips you at the same time.
That's so good.
Yeah.
Okay, so I have to ask then. Before then, will you come back and talk about a little bit more in depth the book, so that we can, as a community, gain a little bit of an understanding, a little bit better of an understanding, hear it from your mouth, and then go buy the book.
Heck yeah.
All
I
right.
would love to.
Sweet.
Yeah, let's do it.
All right.
Yeah.
So gift time.
Oh boy.
I'm a gift guy. I love giving
You are?
gifts.
Is that your love language?
It's one of them.
One of them.
Yeah.
Do you have all 5?
I don't.
Okay.
I don't. My wife's major love language is the least, I'm least inclined to give that way.
Which one?
Touch.
Okay, yeah.
Which goes back, rooted into
Sure.
deep stuff.
Sure.
But this is one that she doesn't hate.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
Please open.
Dude, that's actually the last one on my list too. Is physical.
it?
All guys think they have physical touch because they think that's sex.
Yeah.
I'm like, no, that's not
different.
love languages.
Yeah.
It's like holding hands when you're walking down the street. It's snuggling on the couch
Yes.
instead of sitting on separate couches
Yes.
talking. You know what I'm
Yes.
saying?
Yes.
So I'm same exact thing.
Yeah.
All right, open
All right.
this.
Yes, please.
All right. Oh, I was hoping it was gonna be this. Come on.
All right. We just got them out.
I love the colors too.
Thanks.
Yeah,
Thanks.
man.
Yeah, we've
Now I don't have to awkwardly ask you for one of these.
you
on
know
my
what?
way out of
Never,
here, so,
never, no
okay.
awkwardness.
Yes.
That is like, there are, I think, 30 different renditions we've gone through before we got to these.
Okay.
These are the two that we're kind of leading with.
I'm
so-
a hat guy.
Yeah.
I wear hats
Same.
probably 80% of the time, so
Same.
this is huge.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Well, hope you enjoy it.
Especially, I'm a good hat guy.
Yeah, okay.
If it's a lame
Let's
hat,
go.
I'm not a lame hat guy. This is a good hat.
Awesome.
Thank
I
you
appreciate that.
very much. I
Of course.
appreciate that.
Absolutely,
Yes.
man.
All right.
All right, so as we get into our last little question here,
Okay.
very important.
Yes.
I want to leave on this note. You have an interesting vantage point. You see people in the good times.
Yeah.
You celebrate with them there. And when I say people, I mean like on a large number,
Yeah.
right? And then you see a lot of people on a large number through the bad times.
Yeah.
What is it that you think, maybe one or two things, that you're seeing that's leading to a world where divorce is so relevant in the church and out of the church? You know, what's happening? What are you seeing as some of the disconnect?
Okay. That's a great question. I really believe in these answers I'm going to give you.
Okay.
I think number one is a lack of vision. Scripture says, without vision, people perish. That's why New Every Day has a vision. That's why Red Rocks Church has a vision.
Yeah.
Companies have it.
Yeah.
Sometimes individuals have it for their lives, but
Sure.
rarely do marriages
Sure.
have vision where they can see who they want to become and what they want years from now.
I just got goosebumps.
Yeah, because if you can see what that vision is, I do marriage counseling a lot, and we'll do it in like a group setting where there'll be 20 to 30 couples who are getting married in a few months.
Yeah.
And it's so fun for me it's just funny because I'll start by talking about vision, and I'll go, does anybody have vision for their future marriage they want to share? And hands will go up all over the room.
Yeah.
And then I'll say, not your wedding,
Yeah.
your marriage.
Yeah.
And every hand will go down.
Oh, wow.
And I kind of want that, you know?
Yeah.
And everybody kind of laughs, and it's like, it's eye-opening.
Yeah.
We know about the wedding. We have vision for that.
Yeah.
But what about your marriage?
Yeah.
Who do you see yourselves? Like, who are you becoming together? What do you want as far as a family goes? Financially, what's your vision for your family and your marriage?
Yeah.
Spiritually, how are you going to raise your kids together? Where do you see yourself living? Where? And God can change plans all the time. But in order for him to call an audible, you have to have a play.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So,
Wow.
and without vision, I think marriages perish because you need vision to be able to get through the really hard seasons. You need vision because vision is what you want most. And so you got to be able to choose what you want most, or else you're just going to choose what you want now.
Wow.
You know what I mean?
I do.
And this is crazy. This, I'm not sure the exact stat, but this is a really close ballpark. Every marriage that's going through the most challenging season they will ever go through, so I don't know who this is for right now, is 3 to 5 years away from the best season they will ever go through,
Wow.
if they can stay.
Yeah.
And that takes vision.
Wow.
You need a reason to stay.
Yeah.
So that's number one. And then number two, oh my gosh, man, would be some combination of the perfect storm right now in our culture is we have the paradox of choice and the illusion of perfection.
Yeah.
And so the same reason a lot of guys right now are having a really hard time, committing or choosing a person,
Sure.
and women are too, but let's just talk men for a second, is because, the easy way to say this is back in tribal days or whatever, not that I was there, but it was like, hey, it's her, or her.
Yeah. Right.
And pick one, and she has to pick you.
Yep.
And marriages would be a lot more successful
Sure.
because there was not the paradox of choice
Yeah.
of literally a million other options on dating apps. And guys are so afraid that there's something a little bit better out there, you know?
Yeah.
And so, and the illusion of perfection at the same time. Once again, a little bit better, or they see on Instagram or a show that they're watching that there's this perfect marriage and they're soulmates and they never fight, and she's this she prays like Mother Teresa, works works with foster kids on her way to her part-time modeling thing that she also does. Like she looks like Jessica Alba, but she has the same relationship with Jesus as Mother Teresa did. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so here's the thing that makes it hard.
You just
to choose.
described my wife.
Oh yeah.
Just gonna say, and yours. I know.
I guess
yes,
so. Yeah. So because there is that perfect person out there.
Right,
you know what I mean? And we found him. So.
That's right. That's right. There you go, babe.
But that same reason that keeps us so indecisive before also haunts us after we say I do.
Oh yeah.
So I talk to couples all the time who are in their first year of marriage specifically, and they're like a deer in the headlights because they're afraid they chose wrong because marriage is really challenging.
Yeah.
And obviously there's an easier story out there for me to be living, but I messed up my future and I messed up the rest of my life because obviously the real person I was supposed to be with, I chose this person instead. And now and that is a double-minded, like James says in James 1, he describes the double-minded as a little boat at sea in a storm with no anchor, blown and tossed about by the wind. You're unstable in everything you do because you're not owning a decision you already made. And so the real challenge is to continue to choose to be all in when it's challenging and when it's hard. And to do away, you have to outsmart those lies. The paradox of choice and the illusion of perfection the enemy is using right now to convince, especially young marriages, men and women, they chose wrong and there's an easier marriage out there that they missed and they'd be happier if they left this and went and did that.
Yeah.
And because they're not finding it here.
Wow.
The grass is greener.
Right.
It's always that. And now we have an infinite amount of, pastures and horizons that promise us the grass is greener over here.
Yep.
But then you leave it and you go and you realize you never actually learned how to abide somewhere.
Yeah.
And if you never know how to abide and remain in something, you'll never arrive at what you're looking for.
Yeah.
Because the grass is actually greenest where you water it.
Yeah.
And the magic you're looking for in marriage or a job or a city or any other part of your life is not over the next horizon, it's in the ground beneath your feet.
Yeah.
But you need roots to tap into it, but roots just take time. Roots take time.
Yeah.
But if you can embrace the long game, it's like, every financial planner's best friend is that compound interest curve.
Right.
Time is the x-axis.
That's right.
And I feel like in a marriage, like that blessing you start to tap into.
Yeah.
Man, my greatest fear for a lot of our generation is a lot of us will only ever experience the very first part of like 50 different graphs in our lives.
Yep.
Different relationships, different churches, different jobs, different cities, because we can't stay long enough to really start to tap into, that's when the magic starts to happen, is when you stay and you work through it and you build something worth having together.
Yeah, wow.
You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Yeah, so that takes vision and that takes outsmarting the paradox of choice and the illusion of perfection.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I love that you say outsmarting because in the graphics, the graph reference, a lot of my life, I see graphs. Man, there's a business methodology and thought out there that a lot of people, it's interesting how this is just so kind of goes across all of life, church, marriage, friendships.
Right.
And I saw it in a business graph where it talked about people start a business and they have uninformed optimism and then that quickly goes away.
Yeah.
And then you see the graph kind of go down. It's the person's emotions.
Right.
But then when they can recognize, now I have informed, not pessimism, but here's the challenge.
Right.
And you just stick with it. The trajectory of that goes right back up, twofold of what it, at the rate that it went down. And not only that, I think what's so powerful is that hearing, similar to what you just said, businesses, so many people live in their first 6 months to a year of business for 20 or 30 years in a row. Sounds to me exactly like what you just said in a relationship.
Concept.
Wow.
Same exact concept.
Yeah.
Playing the long game.
Yeah.
in a day and age of like instant gratification and Amazon Prime. You know, John 15 talks about like bearing fruit.
Yeah.
And there's no striving.
Yeah.
You just kind of remain.
Yeah.
That's I think he says the word remain or abide 11 times in John 15.
Yeah.
Like that's just the secret.
That's right.
You could say the future belongs to those who can remain.
Yeah.
Ask anybody who understands the stock market.
Yeah.
You just
Yeah.
that is the new secret power.
Yeah.
And I think that's, you know, my first 3 years of marriages with Sam were very, very, very hard.
Okay.
And we both had a lot of those haunting feelings.
Sure.
Of, did I pick wrong, or is this the rest of my life? Truly. But for everything that we've gotten wrong, which is a long, long list, we stayed and we, you know, tended the garden, and we're like, let's build something. We're in this. Like, we're stuck with each other.
Right.
So let's build something.
Yeah.
Let's build a life that we want.
Yeah.
And a marriage that we want.
Right.
So what's that vision?
Yeah.
And the more that you can see the vision, the more that you'll put in the work.
So good.
You know?
So good.
Yeah.
I do. I'm going to end
Okay.
on a couple of Doug Wekenman quotes.
Whoa. Oh, boy. And I'll tell you if I stole them or if I actually came up with them.
Yes,
So,
please. Yeah.
Cool.
All right. And these are from 2025.
Okay.
Doug Wekenman quotes.
Okay.
You can comment, compliment, whatever you would like to do.
Compliment my quotes.
Compliment your quotes.
Wow,
We're here
yeah.
for it.
I often quote
We're all
myself saying
guys.
these quotes.
We're all guys.
Yeah.
We laugh at our own jokes. In one sermon, I heard you say, if God was going to do a miracle in your life this week,
Yeah.
would you be ready for it? And then you said, we all kind of want the same things, but there's a price to be paid for those things.
Yeah.
Expectation should lead to preparation.
Yeah.
And you gave the analogy of a woman expecting the miracle of birthing a baby. She
That's
shows.
right. Yeah.
Powerful.
Thanks, man.
So
I
powerful.
appreciate that.
I love that.
Yeah.
Yeah, act like this is going to happen.
Yeah.
Don't just expect it to show up on your doorstep tomorrow, because if it did, it's probably not going to work well.
Yeah. Yeah. If you really believe something's going to happen, it should show.
Yeah.
You know, you think about a woman who is like, I'm 9 months pregnant any day, but she's not showing at all. You're like, are you sure that you're really expecting?
That's right.
You know, because
That's
you're not
right.
showing.
That's right.
If you were really expecting, you would be showing.
Yeah.
You'd be about to pop.
Yeah.
You'd be like, you know what I mean? There'd be
Absolutely.
evidence. There's evidence of actual expectation versus daydreaming.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah.
Amen. Okay. And I'll leave on this last one. This is a powerful one.
Okay.
Maybe we'll unpack it even more in our next
Let's go.
discussion.
Yep.
The quiet quit.
Yes. I didn't come up with that.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I feel like people quiet quit on marriages all the time. This is what you said. You stay, but you quit. You show up, but not really. Maybe a lot of marriages are in danger of the you're just fine. And good is the greatest enemy of great. And you become business partners on raising kids, but you quiet quit on dating, and you quiet quit on pursuing each other, and you quiet quit on love.
Yeah.
That's dangerous.
Yes, very. That is the number one thing that, for me and Sam, I'll just speak for us, the number one greatest threat to our marriage is that we would just be fine.
Yeah.
And we're really good. Both of us know we're not going anywhere.
Sure.
And
Yep.
we can be business partners. And the passion the butterflies fly away, but we don't go catch more.
Yeah.
You're not really in the arena
Yeah.
anymore.
Yeah.
Because it's just easier to stop fighting.
Yeah.
That's why, by the way, if you're going through something and you're married where it's like, man, everything just hit the fan and this is a real problem. Like, I don't know. It could be like a number of different things, but I learned this from a marriage coach who's like in his 70s now. He said the greatest marriages that he knows about are a mixed bag of two things. Either the marriages that just like, they're like the fundamentals and they just, that compound interest graph,
Sure.
over time it just starts to add up as
Yeah.
and then other marriages that they were okay and then like an affair happened or an addiction happened or something really like a tragedy happened.
Sure.
And it was either you're going to walk away from this altogether We're gonna stop this now. It's not gonna be a quiet quit. It's gonna be a loud quit, or we're gonna stay. But this time, everything is on the table.
Yeah.
There's no secrets.
Yeah.
We're building this thing from scratch again.
Yeah.
And those marriages that decide to do that, he said, end up being decades later the greatest marriages that he knows. And so, if you're going through that right now, you do have an opportunity.
Yeah.
And something here, you're gonna have to start again. Like you're building a whole new marriage now.
Yeah.
But you're no longer is anybody hiding anything.
Right.
And now you're fully known. Both of you are now fully known.
That's right.
And now you can choose to fully love each other, fully known.
Yeah.
And before you
Yeah.
loved each other, but you were partially known.
Yep.
And that's why your marriage was fine.
My goodness.
But
Yeah.
now it's like something special can happen. And so I don't know if there's somebody listening who needs to hear that, but the quiet quit is the greatest enemy of all of that.
Wow.
Yeah.
Agreed.
Either loud quit or let's build this thing.
Yeah.
You know?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Man,
Yeah.
this has been amazing. You're
Dude.
amazing.
Dude, back at you, man. I could,
Gosh, I love
I'm
spending time with you.
long-winded.
Me too.
I'm a chatty
Me
guy.
too. It feels good
Yes.
to be on this side of things because my wife, I can always just see her eyes kind of rolling. She loves me, obviously, but I'm long-winded too.
Yeah.
But I think that we kind of keep the party going sometimes.
Let's go. Yeah, we do.
All right, so book's going to be coming out in June of 26. You're going to have to come back before then.
I at 100% would love to do that. Let's do it.
Thank you for being
Hopefully
here.
I can bring a book with me.
Yes.
I'm very excited to
That'd be
actually hold
amazing.
one.
Oh, I can't imagine.
It's just a Word
I can't
document right
imagine.
now. Yeah, so I'll bring some.
Okay, and on
Yeah.
your next round of golf, you have to wear one of those hats.
Easy.
Perfect.
Can do that, no problem.
All right, man.
Yep.
It's been amazing.
It's been awesome.
Thank
Thanks
you
for
for
having
doing
me.
this.
Yep.
And that's, ladies and gentlemen, why this is game changing.